Well, here's part 2 of our little adventure. It's Wednesday, May 1st, 2024. May Day, for any of you that celebrate that. But anyway, I went over and got all my parts this morning, and there's the new pump versus the old pump. You can see the difference. Boy, that other one, that old one looks kind of, once it dried out, it looked kind of bad. It looked kind of old. But there's the new one. I'm getting ready to put it in. Got a new fuel filter as well. I'll put that in as well. There was only one parts store in town that actually had this in stock, so I was kind of stuck with where I got it. But they give a 10% discount to veterans, and I bought enough stuff there that I had a $20 credit coming, and all that helped on this. And still, darn thing was $205. So that's a, you know, they don't give that stuff away anymore. So anyway, my tank is all cleaned up and ready to go, and there you can see the old gasket and the old retainer there. And over here, of course, is the new gasket and the new retainer. So we're going to go ahead and put that together and get this tank ready to put back in. And then if I get everything ready to go, I'll give Kevin a call, and then he can figure out when he can come down and help me put the thing up in there. But I got some other work to do. I got to clean up the bolts and all that kind of stuff. So we'll get it ready to go. Talk to you later. Well, it's later in the afternoon, and you can see I got the tank all ready to go back up in there. There's the new pump assembly in place, and this right there in the top, right there, is where this little tank vent thing goes. And when I was taking it apart, it broke right there. So I tried to find another one of these, and by golly, they don't make them anymore. So I went ahead and cleaned it up, and as you can see, I got a clamp on it holding it together, and that's Gorilla Glue. The lines go here, and the other line goes there. Oops, I'm holding the camera wrong. One line goes there, the other one goes here. And so this big puffy thing of Gorilla Glue shouldn't hurt anything. And hopefully that'll hold that together, and I can make that thing work. Like I say, I looked several different places, and nobody makes that anymore, as far as I can see. They make a little different type that I could have used, I suppose, but I can try to make this one work. So I'm going to let it sit there overnight. And then, like I said, that goes down right where I got this piece of tape. It goes right in there. So, come over here where I can talk to you. Anyway, Kevin's coming down tomorrow afternoon. I've got a hearing test over at the ear doctor in the morning. So after lunch, we'll come and we'll put that thing back up in place, and hopefully I'll have it running by the end of tomorrow, and hopefully that solves my problems. I really hope it's not something totally goofy on the other end of the spectrum, a computer or something. But anyway, if that looked like it was the original fuel pump, and if it was, by golly, it needed to be changed out anyway. And this day and age, you know, there's so many defective parts, you just almost hate to change anything because you're always worried about getting a defective part. But I spent the afternoon, besides repairing that little plastic thing and getting that put together, I went ahead and cleaned up all the bolts and got everything ready to go back together. And hopefully, with Kevin's help, it'll go back up in there pretty slick. And so that's kind of where we're at. I still got to change the fuel filter. I meant to do that, but I can do that tomorrow as well. So figured I'd bring you up to date on what's going on. I'll come back tomorrow and see how much of it I can show you. And if nothing else, I'll show you when it's over with. But right now, there's the tank, and there's that brand new fuel pump. And I got it sitting there on a creeper so I can roll it around. But we'll get the transmission jack in there tomorrow, and we'll get that up in there, and hopefully that'll be another project done. And well, it's Thursday afternoon, and you can see I'm back driving the truck. There's Flapjack. He's with me. I said I was going to try to film the process of putting the tank back in, and we didn't get to doing that. Kevin came over and we started working on it, and I kind of forgot about it. Had a couple little issues with it, but we got it in place. Took a quick test drive, make sure it was going to be okay, and I just went and filled it up full of gas, and I'm on a longer test drive right now. And so far so good. I think it's a success. Truck's running super good. I thought it ran pretty good before, but it runs much better now. So it obviously was a fuel tank. One thing I'm not sure that I told you in one of the earlier segments was while the pump was out of there, I had that big hole in the tank, and so I managed to stick a headlamp down in there and look around real good. I could see pretty good, and I did it when the sun wasn't shining, so I had better lighting. And anyway, I ended up inspecting the inside of the tank and looking for any gas contamination. The gas looked good, the tank looked good. I got lucky there. And so, like I say, right now I'm taking on a little bit longer test drive just to make sure everything's still okay and it's running just fine. So I think I'm going to call this one a win. We did have some issues. I couldn't change the fuel filter out because I couldn't get one of them silly little clips undone. And we even broke my little tool in the process. Of course, it was a cheap thing anyway, so I'm not worried about that. But so I had to leave the same fuel filter in there, but it was changed back in 2020 when I did all the work on the truck. So it's not too bad, and since I didn't have fuel contamination, I don't think that was a problem anyway. I think the whole problem ended up being the fact that old fuel pump was the original one, and it was just getting tired, and it was getting ready to go out, and at least it didn't leave me stranded anywhere. So we got it taken care of. I'm at a little place right now called Tyler Parkway. Give you a little windshield view of what we're doing here. This over here on this side's a exclusive gated subdivision called Chaparral Pines. We're over on the east side of town right now. Beautiful day. It wasn't too awful difficult getting that tank back in there, but boy, it sure was a lot easier with two people. I could have probably got it eventually, but boy, I'd have beat myself up. So anyway, everything's back together, and I'm going to run this. We're coming up on an intersection here, and I'll show you what's going on. Those cliffs over there are called Granite Dells, and most everybody seems like they got a granite dell somewhere. That's looking east out towards Star Valley. There's a big, as you can see, there's a big cement company and sand and gravel outfit right next to us here. And across the way over there is Fire Station 13. Engine 13 runs out of there. And we're back here to Highway 260. We'll turn and head back toward town. So I think I'm going to call this a success. We got it changed. The truck seems to be running fine. Once we got the fuel bled, or the air bled out of the system, of course, when you take all that stuff apart, it gets air in there. When we first started up, it was running a little bad, and I thought, oh man. But we only drove it a couple of blocks and it straightened right out, and it's doing real fine right now. So I think we're going to call this a win. My light's getting ready to turn green. So I think what I'll tell you is, as I always do, take care of each other, love each other. Sorry I didn't show you the work in progress, but sometimes it takes a little more effort to try to film stuff. And it takes everything about 3 times as long. So now we're going to be headed into the afternoon sun. So old Flapper over there, he wants to say hi to all his fans, and I just about ran off the road there trying to show him. So I'll catch you on another one pretty quick. So right now I'll just tell you peace out.